longest day. The longest day of the year is the summer solstice. It is the day with the most light. We are coming upon the winter solstice. It's the shortest day of the year and the day with the most darkness. The longest day of my life was filled with the most darkness. And this story involves my dad. He was a traditional Chinese man with traditional values like children must unabashedly obey their parents. And he also had a temper, so it was in my best interest to unabashedly obey him. My dad was also 64 when he married my mom. Most kids think their parents are old, but my dad really was old. But don't let his age fool you, because he was as strong as an ox. His mind was sharp as a tack, and he was one of my inspirations for becoming an engineer. Again, my dad was in his 60s and 70s growing up, so he had arthritis in his hands. He went to bed early, woke up early, which isn't unlike me. He had a bit of a memory loss, which also isn't unlike me. I lost my phone this morning. So I thought nothing of his age. He was just dad. In 2008, I was preparing to get married. And if you are married or will get married or have ever been part of a wedding preparation, you know that there's a lot of things going on. And one of the things I had to do was get my dad fitted for a tuxedo. We were at Men's Warehouse. He was complaining, this jacket doesn't fit, these shoes are stiff, why do I have to wear these? Why can't I just wear the things that I own? Now, being the obedient child, I would have just let it go, let him complain. But I was getting married in 2008. I was becoming an adult. So I stood up to him and I said, this is a very important day, so just wear the tuxedo. And he was silent. And if you have parents, you will understand that when your parents are silent, it is more scary than when they yell at you. But things were about to get scarier. One night after I had met with the caterer, I got a frantic phone call from my mom. Your dad, he's trying to kill me. He keeps saying something about an affair 20 years ago. He's trying to kill me. Now, my dad had a temper, but he never raised a hand to us. He never threatened us. So this was most definitely out of character. And I thought my mom was exaggerating. Like maybe you heard him wrong. Maybe he was making some other kind of threat. But nevertheless, I rushed over there. And there my dad was standing over my mom, yelling threatening words, talking about an affair that happened 20 years ago, which never happened. And I said, Dad, if you don't cut this out, I'm going to call the police. He was old, but he was strong. And my mom and I were scared that he would do something. So I said, I'm going to call the police. And he said, go ahead. So I did. I didn't want to. So the police showed up. And I told them what happened. And they took him away. And right before they left, one of the police casually pulled me aside and he said, sounds like Alzheimer's. And I was shocked. Alzheimer's? Only old people get Alzheimer's. And my dad was 93 at the time. So all the pieces started fitting together. The mood swings, his age. And this was the longest day of my life. Just waiting until 7 a.m. when I could go see him. 7 a.m. comes, I go see him. He's calm. He's not angry anymore. And the light at the end of the tunnel is that we were able to get him treatment. And he didn't get better because there's no cure for Alzheimer's, but his mood swings stopped. We were able to make him more comfortable. And later that year, in 2008, he was able to walk me down the aisle. And right before we got to the aisle, he said, "Boy, a lot of people sure came to your rehearsal." My dad passed away from Alzheimer's in 2011. And since November is the season for giving, it's the season also for remembering Alzheimer's. As part of the combined federal campaign, my cause is to support causes that can end Alzheimer's. So Toastmasters and guests, I challenge you to find your cause for the month of November. Thank you.